Yeah, hey everyone, this is Dwayne with GoodWorks Auto and Dwayne's Diagnostics. And for anyone following my other videos, I finally got around to hooking this putting this AC actuator back in and hooking up the scope and the amp clamp. I got the amp clamp right there. The old hand tech, and I just got one lead attached to one of those wires on the actuator up there, because my scope is only got 2 channels, so I can only measure 2 things at once. But I did actually happen to get a waveform on here of the amperage while that door was actuating, going to the recirc position and then back to the fresh air position. But that red line is the waveform of the amperage while the door was moving, and the blue trace is just the voltage coming off that one wire. But yeah, I did get it to actuate and caught a waveform of it, and that's what it looks like. It still seems to be acting only working intermittently though. So not sure what's up with that, if that's just because the module is bad. But this is the waveform of it, and I kind of noticed a couple different things on this waveform from the other ones. I noticed that this the voltage on this wire here is actually higher than it showed on the previous waveforms I took. But it's saying I don't know if you can read that, but it's saying 11.59, which is actually what it was showing on my meters when I tested those wires with just my regular multimeter. It was saying 11.6 volts on both of those wires. So that seems to agree with my multimeter. But I know the waveforms I got the other day, it was showing only about 7.5 volts on the power wires, and then it was showing like about a -4 on the ground wires. But on this one, it's showing me that 11.6 volts that my multimeter was showing, and then it's pulling the it's pulling the ground down to a full ground. That's showing 349 millivolts. Not sure if that's showing up on there, if you guys can see that, but that's pulling it down to a full ground. I didn't even have it actually all the way down to ground. Somewhere about right there. But yeah, so it's pulling a full ground, but it was showing like a -4 on some of those previous waveforms I took. So what I was thinking is maybe that's because I had the ground hooked up to this striker plate on some of those other waveforms I took. But I got it hooked up now with a jumper cable going directly to the battery negative. So I think that might have something to do with why these voltages are different on this waveform. I think maybe that striker plate is maybe not as good of a ground as going right to the negative battery. So that's one thing I noticed. And then another thing I noticed on here is this is where that 1-second pulse was happening on the other waveforms, and it is about 1 second over here when that door closes, or when it gets to the fresh air position and it's closed. But when I measured this one here, that's where the previous waveforms had the 1 second pulse. But when I measure it on this one, it's only showing 408.6 milliseconds. So almost a half a second pulse. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Why it's only showing up on here as about a half a second pulse when the other waveforms it was showing up as a 1 second pulse. I don't know if that's because the module is bad, so I don't know, it's you know, not pulsing it the same as it was on the other waveforms. But yeah, this red one, this is what the amperage looks like. And you can see when the door starts to open, it drops the amperage, it pulls the amperage spikes up to like 272 milliamps. And then once the door gets moving, it's at about I'm not sure if I got my amp clamp zeroed out right there. Yeah, it looks like it is. But it's at about 11 milliamps. Which that's actually what my my other amp clamp was showing the other night when I tested it manually using that standalone amp clamp. That's about what it was showing, like 11 milliamps or like 11 to like 16 or 17. So that seems to agree with the other amp clamp I was using the other night. 11 milliamps. That's about what that other one was showing. So I guess that amp clamp is pretty accurate. And then there's where the door gets closed and the amperage spikes, because it's fighting the mechanical resistance of that door being closed, but it's still, you know, it's still wanting to move that motor. So then the amperage spikes up, and then that's where, right here is where it cuts off the power, and it does that little pause. And then this should be that 1 second pulse that was showing up on all the other waveforms, but I'm not sure why it's only pulsing it for like about half a second on this one. But if I go if I move over here to this other pulse after the other door closes, it is showing up as about a 1 second pulse. I don't know if you can see that on there. 975.3 milliseconds. So it did pulse that one a second, but it only pulsed this one not even like half a second. So I don't know if that's because the module is bad, but it, you know, on the other waveforms it was pulsing it for 1 second at both positions of the door. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that I got the waveform of using the amp clamp. Just wanted to show you what that was like. And then here's where the door goes from the closed recirculation position, moving back to the fresh air position. And then when the door, when it powers on that motor, the amperage spikes up, and then the door starts to move, and then the amperage will drop down. And that's it's about 14.59 milliamps, which agrees with what the other amp clamp was showing. So then here's where it gets to the closed position, and the amperage spikes up there because it's fighting that mechanical resistance. And you can see on these, you know, on the voltage and the amperage, all the turn on and turn off times all line up here. All those times line up. You can see it there, all the times line up. Like right here where it turns on. Then over here it turns off. Then there's that pulse. And here's where it turns on again. There's not a line up here, but you can see on this waveform a little jump in the voltage right there. Little jump in the voltage right there, right where the amperage spikes up. And then right here is where it reaches the closed position, and it cuts power all the way to there. Then it turns it back on again for that 1 second pulse, and the amperage spikes back up and the voltage drops. Then it turns it off right there. So anyway, I just wanted to show anyone who might be following these videos, I just want to show that I did get a waveform using the amp clamp, and I'm turning on my amp clamp now. That's why I'm getting those spikes on the screen. I was going to see if I can catch it in action right now by tripping the door. Yeah, there it goes. So pretty much the same waveform I just showed you. But yeah, I just wanted to show that to everyone. I did finally get around to hooking up the amp clamp and getting some waveforms of it, and figured I'd show everyone. So I hope someone out there liked this, and if anyone would like to give me a like or subscribe, it might help my channel grow, and might help me get some more business, and maybe help me create some more and better content. But anyway, that's it on this one for now. All right, bye.